This is Boadu TV. Truth and integrity.
Bawumia is lazy, and people don't know he's lazy. It's who politics they said ye ka banku or you say easy until so beji bankutano. I know Jinanchen will be banku. I know Jin so kotusa unani can't play. Na so yi skills na so road fast. No yeah, I know him some maths and nyansa ka ho. Enti Bawumia no who politics the election say I just say a comedy show kikebidi. Your deficit of 15%. 9% there. Yeah, had ni nya 9 na ni wini. Na adwene no sa na te politics ase. Enti nipa sa na edin say obema ni tissue say onon kon fan ko bathroom. Oja ne na wi on pepa no to. Wan hwa ware. Enti ayana edin pa and nipa bebre o Ghana also convince omo ansana wetu win the presidency or Ghana and Sibia NPP for kodo no. It is going to look like a beche and some of our power. A beche pa. Now there's something I noticed about NPP4. Oh, he said 9% because they have 42%. And the Bawumia say NPP4, Sisiano, they can't pay message in any. You're 42%. Or no Bawumia na dream no 42%. Abra what 38% do. Na dream no 42%. You say NPP4, you 9% so pay. You do 51 plus 1. Bawumia na dream form. And you see, he's the most easiest politician to deal with in modern day politics. Okachi MPP for no magada or say almost 42%, Nitrimuno almost 42. Only almost 38 too. Nitrimuno adia ECR recorded or 38% no. Osaka Chrom say or 42. Even some of the party members are saying it's almost 41%. But Okachi Chrom is almost 42%. Into omo hia 9% pe na aka ho na omo nya 51% into abano omo nkoa na ebeto aba omo obi antu bi enti omo obi anwu obi anuwa apati bibia nsi omo nkofo no omo gu cage mti se nwan enti oka kire ne nkofo say oh ye 42 nne enti ye nkofo nya ka omogu ebuo mu se nwan no election day ne ebi omo nyina na 9% omo koto so pe ye wini we sa de o ye rekikire man sa de we ye de bekikire party say that kikire ba ye wini party. But you see, there's one funny thing. NPP for now, Omobesine na Omudi Bawumia, Educhum, Kennedy, Kobre Japan, any Brandy Champo, Chino. Sa ni panana Omudi Omochipi Sorokunu, the same group. I say Omujina, Manchia, Yagasa Manchia, Mamjum. Omujina Manchia, Omujina Junction Biso. Iti Udrupe, Yagasa Educhum Nebo, one ever called Rupeja and Sa, no, I just said 200 Ghana. Bawumia na ba no where do wajisika kese mama ya 500 enti sanko for na obutwi soroku ni Bawumia ba ye no the same group no obutwi soroku ni Brandy Champo ba ye the same group no obutwi soroku ni Educhum ba ye business omo nyina gina mantwea e no mo twen candidates no sare na mo no TV no Facebook ro we mu MPP omo gimi o omo gina mantwea MPP for no boys and girls na bo mu MPP gimi no omo gina junction no so almost run up on train when ever Bawumia okay on the so we whisker and the 500 do near the shirt among no mashe no much surukuna ubetwa betwi ging ubetwa betwi ging obi baba oba ho to form fa ho to form ging obeja no we di echira no maba ijomu wie na Bawumia kwa no mo isa shirt no rasta man no asako gira junction no so why ba yes Brian eba oh on the so ya nanta on the befa Brian Bedru I was saying me na mo skapa in the say Kennedy credit with Jimmy monji shirt no mo so aji oh dey be 650 no mo say dey ging Brian no ananta no mo di Brian chisa no ma ko wurum ging Brian ko no shirt no na say obasa be jira na say wan na say Kennedy hey I asata ging asata atasa no mo di atasa no me atasa so aba idoma no robo shirt no afi omo so mo twen o so country on dey kura city kakra o wi aso wi akese iti country country ginje no ma country so 400 no me na ba ye wi ase asebe snitch Snitch, Kobre Japan, let's wait so concerned, party book concerned. Mammy Angelica say 450, 32 Ghana, no, Oma Jasso, 32 pesos. And snake, snitch. Just the next, the next. No, the snitch is waba. It's a business. There's nothing unique about these people. Their inner monkey is still in there. You cannot take it away from them. I know my people. Many of them start here. Jimmy. And the same group. They are standing at mantralized. They are mantralized themselves. They have mantralized themselves. Mantra. And I'm trying to a view of a banom and a best record. It's a normal. Jawun in Yamman in your normal to be general. Bawumia catcher say, and the Bawumia catcher NPP for say, Yenya 42%. Bawumia tiu. Mahamudu Bawumia agent stage and Mr. S. I'll be happy if you could get me. Can you get me the exact statement, the video, Mr. S? Pull it for me. Ojina stage owns Bawumia on can grow. O chatro. Mr. Bawumia, ye trying to throw na de ye trying to bear man not trojina ho. Mr. Tro and the chaba Bawumia bema. I say one time for no I. Omucha Bawumia bema no. Second the child bema near tro incorporated. Omu in Egypt. Ya tro a tro incorporated. I made in a tro incorporated. Me say omu one time ne bema eba no. Second near tro omu di ya no. Bawumia. Akwa tro. Oh yeah, campaign video and Kaza catch Ghana for say on your 41 point and there were beginner stage catch up on your 42. Bawumia and Kano correct. Or see nearly 42%. Nearly in politics, +1 can win an election. 10. How many votes? And Atamels, may he so rest in peace. And to be the winning elections. Or that the NPP before because majority of the followers GB. We nearly got 42%. Hey. We nearly got 42. Answer na free 41 and do 42 no. Obia wunya 38. Obia wunya 38. Osa jomani mu kaje so nya 42. Emma wanga so your campaign message video. Aka jom so nya 41 nearly 42. Why don't you tell them you got 41.97? Because in politics, in Ghana politics, +1 makes a difference. 10 votes can make a difference. So why do you just go there and lie? Oh, the same format now. 442 now. Go for Bongo for Omobo. Bawumia at a new thug team. You're from DMB operations. Also, a year Boadu Bano or the a year Delta Force the buy. In 2016, Boadu kofa mercenaries buy. He was desperate. And the Delta Force dinechi. In 2020, the Blue Army and the Delta Force can Boadu too. You remember? Into 2024 no. Lose election no. And akusia menumo ekofa Blue Army ni sa buy. So be to trust them. No be tatanko. Now, a change Blue Army din adana DMB operations. The new saga Bawumia campaign team no NPP almost setting up in here. Because you see, Delta Force for no bebre edwane ko shabruche. In fact, near to Chrome ha. Anna near to Chrome ha. Anna, I'm sorry. I'm talking to my team at the same time. They want some information. Team. Okay. Near to Chroma Delta Force obey video catcher and say, oh, NPP need the nya don't be the because a Juma NPP di ye no. Nipa mama mo ku omo ni nipa matata omo to me ra court. Judge or pim for omo ko bo judge no kai Delta Force. The Delta Force for the baya babedru elections mu. I was West Wagon. Omo Delta Force for ni bi. It at a point Delta Force work as that be. Mudi ayem kwasi Juma dodo. And omo nyina dwane bebre dwane ye. And right now, no, Mahmoud Bawumia, say he needs to come in with a new set of thugs. Those people, no, they are going to come and cause a lot of mayhem, attack people. And we'll see a new one called DMB operations. I'm going to book in the Japan supporters, no. I'm going to release your moi. Say who will a NPP event as here. Time about Bawumia back, the Japan supporters be by some beti Bawumia kwasi asem no, and almost started some buomo because that is right now he's desperate for power to the point whereby on one party for nankasa no obetumi edi omotwa so. He does not care. Enti so we study Bawumia, his level of desperation, power ohia. We will talk about the NPP itself and who Bawumia is. I'm just giving you an idea of what we will discuss today. The desperation and how or power so badly because the woman is so power drunk to the point to say, "Sa Bawumia nya to me na obeja Bawumia." It is a would take the Japan group in so almost when the Bawumia team no a yet thugs any acrom for Marco for NPP for into almost a question a yet Samira Bawumia say, "Na Samira Bawumia no grow free." You catch tribal politics, you catch them say NPP in the Bible, just say boy. That is how they basically they gel. Say Anya tribal, a religious, and the party has always thrived on atro any tribalism. It is always about asimesi free, asimesi free, and they are doing it to themselves not because something new. It is something they have been doing for years. It would say NPP for mana. They are also very bold to stand in public to tell you, say, Bawumia yirin ye fulani, which is true. Bawumia yirin ye Ghanani, which is true. Bawumia yirin no sebio onye obia ebetuma trust no say or a blood-born Ghanaian na obetuma boa Ghana, which is true. But are they supposed to make it public? No. But now they are making it public because that is what the party represents. And this is the typical NPP you don't know. And this is what study are. All their conversation is about way free, way your wine, thugs, to trafo, you hear to me. Every time they are in opposition, it's either they kill or the only option is to say they will kill and win power. And you see, the best apprentice a Kufuado a trainee in our politics is Bawumia. And the ono akasa no ka kire Ghana for say, ono with deep power, sir, 16 years. With deep power, sir, 16 years. That's what deep. A year running mate and the vice president, sir, 16 years, sir. Why at this point? And we're losing election with the biggest or the greatest margin in the history of politics in the world. We'll losing election by 2 million votes. That. What will make you think, say, Ghana 4 will come together and say Yasama to me? It is because of desperation. It is because say Obabi Duichi. Now we're desperate for power. You become Koliko. And that is what we are witnessing. So the NPP, they have never campaigned on what we call things that will put us together. No, you can go all the way back. Time na J.A. Kufuor, ye papa Kufuor, epe power. Na J.J. Rawlings what power. The last J.J. Rawlings part 2 obe free power. NPP for Shadako Togo, neighboring countries kofa ma free for mortuaries and now morgues. A ma free different kinds of morgues for Ghana. Etoto pete Ghana. Creating the impression say J.J. Rawlings abayano kuma. Now after they were done doing that, they sent the story out of Ghana to create the impression say this guy used to be in the military. He does not want to leave power in the coming elections. He has started killing women. Now, that is what the NPP did. And that was when they needed power. And J.J. Rawlings had not actually said anywhere on any platform, say, his second term, no, own free power. But you see, that is the NPP. That is how it was built. Their inner monkey is dangerous. So, who study free Kufuor timer? Time and Kufuor power. Kufuor first one Amfa. Second time open. They were so desperate. They went to the point of putting this country on a platform. Everybody thought to say, and I'm talking about the world. They thought to say, J.J. Rawlings Sorano Pa Utreni Paternity. Into every part, Namete Dansuman, Sahara. I know what I'm talking about. Every single day, Albert Soribiano, you see, you come about to her, but nobody was able to identify any of these women. Shockingly, J.A. Kufuor winning elections, we na sa emana omuwune peti omo Ghana nyina it ceased in a day. And that is how diabolical, or that is how dangerous the NPP as a political party is. Into people like us, see at nine say NPP ni dangerous, and yet because of Ekufuor Nkwao. When you go back into history and you check adia omogina so edia pre to me either say a direct and as indirect. They have always been diabolic from day one. From time omuti UP, ABC, and the NPP. No, these people either they find ways to do it behind the scenes, and when they get desperate, they do it for you to see. And that is what you are seeing today in Ghana in our politics. It's for 4 years na no the ehu ehye Ghana for dim etrim. And na osade edim bone eto abontene because when they want the power, they will do anything to get that power. After Kufuor left, JJ Rawlings left power, Kufuor by, Kufuor Koya Tamils by. We didn't see anything like that. Nyameto Nsafre Atamilsa, John Dramani Mahama, take it over. We didn't see anything like that. Now, the latter part of 2016, any who say, now, Yakofa ni pebi every baby aba, omusuya seni yukunipa. Senya ye chre, senya ye boni patu, ye tini pati, ye kunipa siye, aye from mercenaries. Sanko for neko for mobile no. Nana do dan kweku Fuado no aye desperate for power because that was his third term and a third trial or pay to me. Now I try one, I try two, now I try the third time. Remember, Saadi we Kufuado nyana Bawumia edinechi esuya the footsteps. Itano because Bawumia is not a dangerous politician. I know we am straight. Yeah, can Ekufuado the biggest apprentice I qualify to walk in the footsteps of Ekufuado. Every single thing Ekufuado did is Bawumia. We see Ekufuado nanti echen ubia. So when Ekufuado in 2016 needed power so badly, they brought in mercenaries. They created another impression, say Ekrodo emwa and that they need people to come and save lives. So Yebuse Ekufuado say, does he have a problem with him leading the biggest opposition party in Ghana? The mercenaries abaso mumeche said ye botu, said ye bunipa kum, said ye kunipa sieno. Nana Ekufuado said there was nothing wrong with it. And the media basically protected Ekufuado's statement. The media projected it in a way na Ghana for NTS. Fast forward, before 2016 elections, Nana Dankwa Ekufuado continue Peace FM catch Ghana for say, Imebununo, they should understand, say there's something called Arab Spring. Now, Imbebuno have to take matters into their hands and make sure, say, a brand tibia na or Arab folk Roma, Nanyaman Koya, or Chajato Hunimuno, it should serve as again an example, it should be an inspiration to the youth of Ghana. So, 2 million Dani 2016, Yenkejan took Runim because Imbebuno no Mokasa. He's a politician and he knew who and what or the kind of people he was touching. Nanado Dankwe Kufuado politics such a ya won in 1932 onya 44 onya kwara. He has read the intelligence of Ghanaians. He has gone through the political mail of Ghana. He knows baby a sharp and baby a smooth or baby a rough. So when they Kufuado in 2016, just a week or two or few days to elections, for him to go on radio at just a Peace FM to sit before Kwame Sefakai to use Arab Spring as his example to motivate the youth, then it means Nana Dankwa Ekufuado knew what he was doing. It was either they win power or do what? The country goes down. Who was his apprentice? Mahamudu Bawumia was Ekufuado's apprentice. In the politics realm, no, Upo Bio say, I am qualified to lead Ghana today. I am qualified to lead NPP today. It is because of the experience I was seeing for Ekufuado. He walked in the shoes of Ekufuado. It is our junior would say, Nana Ekufuado ko Bawumia is different. Then you are not matured to understand African politics and Ghana politics, and most importantly, politics of the NPP. Their inner monkey is dangerous. Their inner monkey is built on lies, and it is built on tribalism. Team, thank you very much. So nobody should underestimate Nana Dankwa Ekufuado. Let me tell you something, and I'm showing you. When you see Bawumia's picture, Ekufuado is in there. He's in there, and you see, the NPP as a family, they have all supported the idea of the NPP. Canada Japan General Radio so catch the Ghana for say young kwan wona for young crime for. He said it, plain language, 1 to 7. Ojina ka say betumi twa Mahametia, young jantu ni mu. He said it on national television. Obi to say Brian Champon in 2024, Ojina State ka say power bube jemo be kunipa. He will make sure they hold on to power. He led a group of thugs, criminals, and murderers, people who kill, to lead. He led them to Ayawaso West Wagon. and we all know the history behind it. We are talking about people who support bad intentions and ideologies. Obi to say Educhum, and Obi to say Kwabena Japan. They have been there. They never spoke against the actions of Akufo-Addo, Brian Champon, the killing of people during elections. They have always supported. So the fingerprint and footprint or the blueprint of Akufo-Addo, these people you are seeing, these guys you are seeing, they are walking in the shadow of Akufo-Addo. None of them can stand on any platform and rebuke Akufo-Addo. None of them. Because it is what Akufo-Addo thought them as party young men who have grown to become old men today. That is the principle they are living by. They don't practice what they preach. They never do it. They never practice what they preach. If these people practice what they preach, Anka 2024, you will not get Brian Champon standing on stage and telling us, say, oh, you $1 million, Edema Bawumia say, on Fanda and conform a flag bearer. And konye, if Kennedy Japan say, on yet the same as Akufo-Addo and people are you want to papa and constant go stage and continue say yen toma Bawumia. Educhim konya sa and somebody like Kwabena Japan and onye campaign manager Emma Bawumia. So these are the same people. You cannot take any of them out. It is Bawumia unisano. I am showing you, I'm bringing you from behind. The NPP know what it represents and what you people are supposed to be scared of. Almost started some about 2028. That band when we catch say, Bonnie omudiye, nipa omukuye, the see oma bemuno, aban we making sure say, yachi omu nipa tum. Have you heard any of these people say that? No, because they support that action. Because it has been something they all agree on. Do you think any of these men can stand on any platform and say, the person who is involved or was in charge needs to face the law? Can they say that? No. Do you think any of these guys can say, election killings, 2024 killings, who police for the soldier for be a Togo Ghana for no, the people who led this should be held accountable? Do you think any of these people can do that? No. They can't do it because they are all working in the shadows of NPP and Akufo-Addo. What I am seeing, it is a playbook of Akufo-Addo. It's the blueprint of Akufo-Addo. When you need power, be diabolic. It is not about the noise they are making. It is not about how they work, how they are trying to change themselves. And also, they are trying to copy John Mahama when he was in opposition. How Mahama does his things or did his things. How Mahama dresses. And people are reading from teleprompter. They think, they can copy some things to lie to us. No. The NPP, when you're looking at that party, look at it from within. Don't look at it in plain. When you look at it as a flag, then you are making the biggest mistake. Look from within. When you look at the NPP from within, you will know that we are dealing with cluster of criminals and murderers who basically think about themselves and not the country as a whole. Because someone supported the CA, you wouldn't get any of these people trying to tell you, now they want to be president. Why do they want to be president? Why did they want to be president? Because they see they enjoyed it. Because the Akufo-Addo, he trained them. Especially Mahmoud Bawumia, he is the first apprentice of Akufo-Addo. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has witnessed every coup in Ghana. Do you know that? Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, Oni J. Akufo-Addo, they have witnessed every single coup. It's Akufo-Addo or trainee Obi in his own image. Now, catch out say, I have basically, I've trained this guy and I've told him to go out there and do what I did. Do you think the person will be different from Akufo-Addo? No. Akufo-Addo knows our low point as a nation. He knows what you can touch on for this country to blow up. He knows the things you can say to just lie to anybody. Nana Akufo-Addo is an experienced political tormentor. I need to say it that way because he has a way. You saw the way Nana Akufo-Addo infused himself in Kumi Preku. Kumi Preku demonstration, Akufo-Addo wasn't part of it. Now, organizing Kumi Preku. Hardly do you hear them mention their name. Nana Akufo-Addo is diabolic, he's sneaky. And he knows because he has been there. He was born 1944. And he said, Bawumia say, I am well and I'm qualified in all these candidates to leader. He's telling you, I am the Akufo-Addo I am the first apprentice of Akufo-Addo. I have what it takes to kill. Because under Akufo-Addo, we saw people be murdered in Mamprusi, in Kusasi, in Boko as a whole. And Mahamudu Bawumia was mute. Why? Because that is the 101 philosophy of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Kill and keep quiet. And he said, I won't be Jinaka say, and Abba Jinaka say, you, me, when we are qualified. He is telling you something. Now we're going to know how. Why is here a dear free Akufo-Addo or power chance uncle 4-5 way? Who has learned Akufo-Addo's ways? One is here Akufo-Addo Nantie. One knew how Akufo-Addo did his things from opposition before he became president. One is here Akufo-Addo power. Why not at every dangerous moment and a difficult moment, only Akufo-Addo tina them agony strategically how they can take over NPP. Get rid of Afoko and the rest. It was Bawumia. So don't see Bawumia as Jimmy. And it's not today. When Bawumia was speaking, he made some very important statement. Mahamudu Bawumia make his statement be. What did he say? He said, I am cool on the outside, but do not underestimate my inner resolve. That is Akufo-Addo. Me a cool abontini. Now over me inside my inner monkey, me dangerous. He is telling you, and we didn't know Akufo-Addo until Akufo-Addo held on to power. We never knew Akufo-Addo. Majority of Ghanaians were walking on the street of Ghana and telling us to say Akufo-Addo is the mayor, is the savior. Akufo-Addo is the alpha and omega. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo there ultimately kuntatia. He is telling you today, Mahamudu Bawumia has tasted power. He has tasted power. He has seen what power can do. He has seen what he can use that power for. He knows that when he has that power, some group of people from his own hometown, he knows how he can handle them. He needs the full authority. Oh, he has had to me know. And it's in the culture say, I am cool. I say Jimmy. Me sana me yes say. Namu say me Jimmy. The moment I hold on to power, my inner monkey is different. We were not lucky under Akufo-Addo when he was in opposition to be blunt and direct with us. But Mahamudu Bawumia is telling us in raw face, say, I might look Jimmy outside, but my inner monkey is dangerous. We are lucky today he openly came out to tell us who he is in the inside. And you see, this is something that it is something that we've been waiting to know. And on one case, I say, I am cool on the outside. Then so me inside, that means there's another Bawumia you don't know. And that other Bawumia is what I'm going to tell you about now. The other Bawumia is that Bawumia otumika chenkwara say monko planning na monko president because monko jail kura betuma frame of phone so aka chem say ewiemo insuomo metamuchi. That is the inner Bawumia. Sir, the other side of Bawumia you don't know. That other side that can manipulate the system and pretend as if he knows nothing about. This is the man who is supporting young men and women who are almost president to try to unity. This is the man who went there to weep and say, oh, Mr. President, I am sorry. The next day in 24 hours, he is calling them in jail and telling them you have done a great job. This is the inner part of Bawumia that is dangerous and diabolic. So, politics now, don't just look at it. Me say your man minimum Ghana, me come 10% to chile muntokwa besi wo Ghana. The things I know in Ghana. So me cut 10% to chile, and I'm talking about the NPP. Me cut 10% to chile. Obi be sorry na adwa bo bitimu tuo. That is why sometimes we save some things, and all that we can do is to keep the NPP away from power. That is why we always say keep them away from power, because a politician jina TV so or jina baby akacha say. My outside is cool, but my inside is dangerous. Be careful. And you might think this is a joke. It's not. You might think, say, oh, yeah, can it's keke. Oh, say, time helicopter ne koto form no. Sanko for no maka say, omu ye NPP for and Bawumia aji omo, ako beli omo, ama ye hu baby omu jina no. On set time a helicopter and say omni soldier for be credit komo. Now soldier for said they are with them, they will do everything possible to kill the president and kill the president's wife. Mahmoud Bawumia, he heard all these things. Oti wanasum. Onim se ochina, se nyame bua na obenya position bia na obi kasa. He knows what he can do. But you know what Bawumia did? He indirectly made it sound like say asamna nkofo ne kan enya problem. Today so Obusa NPP for say in Kofu no plan so make president and no is it a problem? Okay, so no. Now Kevin Taylor Kraba Ghana na national security and a born hobby. Nobody in Ghana can bring one evidence that Kevin Taylor was protected by national security. Nobody. Metiano Maka say Kevin Taylor Professor Nano Pokwajima na de ba Ghana Nano Pokwajima meniko sia become mame mi hunu da. So these are dangerous people. But these are the same people Enda Naji say obi ebetna social media ka say with all due respect, Manus Suminaso, Ebianaso, Obey Bawumia Bibi, Obey Niri Bibia. These will be the same animals who will come and do a big press conference and tell the IGP that he's not doing his job well. Into the NPP, these are animals that we are living with. They are dangerous. And when their leader to be, and let me tell you for a fact, I don't care who becomes the flag bearer of the NPP. No matter what Kennedy Japan Mubaye, they will skew the process for Bawumia. I will give you Bawumia's number 2 days to a yamu election. It does not matter what Kennedy Japan will do. It does not matter what Educhum will do. It does not matter what Brandon Champa will do. Make a them from January. They will steal the elections for Bawumia. So when we are election about Bawumia, NPP bebo. It's a fact. They know the party not say. The leadership, they know the party no good. Now what they want to do is say they are trying to get a third term for Bawumia. They know for a fact Mahmoud Bawumia can never win power in 2028. They know. They have met. I've heard it. I know. But what they are trying to do is they are trying to rig this election to the point where Bawumia will get some number. That number is what they are going to rally around in 2032 and tell you he did better. From 38% to maybe from the 60-something% he got in the internal election in 2023 to maybe some number I will tell you. Now, Omunya San number ni we are, then they keep it. Into 2032, no, Bawumia will be back. So Bawumia campaign way, it's not for 2028. Bawumia's campaign is for 2032. And Nutina, Oma Kachre party executives say, Ye Bawumia we are, and Sunny ye mo. Because these people are going to be the same people who have to do what? Be in place to make sure 2032 Bawumia is re-elected as the flag bearer. And internet, they have changed the whole thing upside. And Kennedy can charge. I know. The supporters, no matter their contribution, Bawumia who Kennedy and then as for so much Jimmy. Bawumia mo brand the champion mo supporters so much Jimmy. They don't care about the noisy people are making. They don't care about say and I'm on steady party no. Today you heard Kennedy Japan's team coming out to say a campaign, a party in the platform no. You the nina Bawumia the campaign. It is normal. They have here Bawumia and his wife, they are taking over the party. Into mo Kennedy no, mo Brandon Champo, they don't care. And they know you people are not going to vote in 2028. They know. They know Kennedy Japan supporters will not vote for Bawumia. They know Brandon Champon Kofono will not vote. They know Edichum Kofono. They know Asantefono crowd will not come out. But the idea is not 2028. That is why whatever you people are saying today, they don't care. Because they know say by 2032, no, more Sebio, Mumudu Duanmo Jimina Murefi. And that is the same playbook Ekufuado used. And anytime I just say, Bawumia just say he is the right person with the experience to lead NPP now. He is telling you that I am the best person who have learned from Ekufuado, the tyrant, to lead the NPP. Listen to the code language. You people already know the score line. The game needs to happen. Minim scores another. The game needs to happen. Samia Ukumuni ade adena NPP executives no wine and it's for anybody. No. And the party's future has been decided. It has already been decided. They know Bawumia cannot win 2028. And they don't care if Kennedy breaks away. They don't care. They don't care if Brian breaks away. They don't care if you Kennedy Fonica say, they don't fucking care. Because Omar Junior must say 2032, no, now most of you if you party now almost convincing new ones. The way Kufuado a planning to me execute, you know. Into what he's going to do, and say after Obewini, Sir Primary, say, I'm telling you, he will rake Obewim a game ready and one scores keke na mochain. You people cannot do anything. The party structure is for Bawumia. You people cannot do foco. Now, when the NPP musisia onim NPP muchen adenimo. Who knows NPP? And currently, this set of NPP for Omumu sign a nim party our history are connected with the party than Adenimo. Adenimo say Francis Adenimo announces decision not to contest NPP flag bearer race, cite issues with party's top-down approach, seeming inclination and bias of party executives towards one candidate, and unreasonable monetization of parties' internal politics. Adenimo are contesting NPP internal elections since your NPP. I say no onto Nisikangu because when him say the system has already been skewed to for one person to win. And it's not done elections, you know. Presidential first, then executive second. I'm about party, my son, I can't do party. I'm about party, my son, I do chuba party. I'm about party, my son, Brian Champ over party. I'm more party, and Sana, Kobe Japan. They know the soul of this party. They know the party is gone. Until when Kennedy you are just fools. The game is being played. We are waiting for scores. It does not matter they are more yet any all the MPs following Kennedy Japan, they will lose their seats. Bawumia just say the inner monkey is dangerous. Be careful. Bawumia is a Kufuado. Kufuado and his family. Nobody from the Jubilee House and the Kufuado or Flagstaff House and the Kufuado can criticize Bawumia because it is a shadow. What to say? Kufuado, Flagstaff House, we are the cabinet ministers. What is so Obia criticizing Bawumia? No, because that's the shadow. It is the shadow. When you turn it, it is like this. And that is what I'm trying to explain to you. In Timuamu did the MPP, you know. The election, they have already decided the elections. In is a one to Abana and form because the target is not 28. The target is not 28. Ayadena Bawumia filing the nomination. And filing his nomination, he's telling you about Ayadien, the manifesto. Because you know what? They have picked a notice or small glimpses of the Kennedy Beka, the Kobre Japan Beka. They basically made Bawumia sell a amount for message before any of them can speak. The party and Bawumia are 10 times ahead of the rest of the candidates. I'm going to say MPP based in Jimmy. Until they are grooming Bawumia for 2032. Because Nana Dankwe Kufuor came the third time. And Bawumia knows 2028 he can't win elections. Master Mamika win. So it'll be the 1 point. 1 point. And we need elections for Ghana. Do you know how long it takes to bridge that 1 point? Bawumia lose elections with 2 million votes, 38.2%. John Mahama clocked 57. Basically. Do you think say Bronya Miensana Ebano Ghanaians will tilt the election now to the point Bawumia will come and get 57. NDC will come and get what are you talking about? Only election Asiana. Only percentage points Asiana. Do you know how long it takes to take a percentage point forward? Do you know how long it takes in politics? Especially when you're facing a government that is doing everything right. Do you think it's easy? Actually, I want to say they have done their maths. Bawumia, the people who are going to fund his campaign, they have told him, you can't win. We are just going to make you cross the line to be the flag bearer. 2032 is when. And see, what they are doing now, they are basically doing the same coup and another Dankwe Kufuor. Yeah. And see, Bawumia say, you know something? Mami whom say me Jimmy. Now, when I decide, my outside looks cool, my inside is very cold. 57.8% is not a joke. In China, I want to politics, I say. I want to politics, I say. And they are fooling you people. At this point, you know, also steady party now. So Bawumia mo for cry bibia. Now complaining they don't care. You board Alan Kojo Chairman. You board one of his executives in your bone ni ebe sin there. Your bone ni your pine ni po. Alan Kojo Chairman tie mu. Alan ba party ni na Bawumia party ni. Alan Kojo Chairman and the John Homa Ekufuado running before him. Alan call competition or contest to NPP, your pine executive in your pine ni. Michael Kwemunyaka said no problem, you will look at it. You think right now this NPP and the Bawumia, they know what they are doing. They care about Kennedy complaints. They care about Brandy Champon's complaints. They care about Kobra Japan and Kensi. They don't fucking care about these people. What they intend to do, they are doing it, and nothing can change it. Bawumia, my memo MPP for my memo reality no, munte politics na say. I am more underestimated the intelligence of Ghanaians. Yeah, Bawumia in the next 4 years, no, he has to move from 38% to 41% first. That is 4 years. Tie 38, 39, 40, 41. So Oko back into Ghana's politics. Now person who the jumps, the decimal jumps in politics. And I'm talking about numbers. Bawumia will first have to move from 38 to 41. That is 4 years. Now Bawumia will have to move from 41 to 44. That is 8 years. Bawumia will have to move from 44 to 48. We are talking about a space of 12 years before you can get to where John Mahama, before you can cross 50. Now remember, the NDC will not be sitting there and marking time. Now, Momo Adewe as simple Sakeke Ohu. Sorry, we need election. You think it's a joke? That election 2024 result is a total blackout of the NPP from our politics. And the pain that people went through for that 8 years, no, with Bawumia steering the financial car, no, people have not forgotten. From 38 to 41, 41 to 44, 44 to 47. And each one will take you 4 years. And let me tell you, from what I am seeing from this government, they should just perform the way they are performing. The young people will never come back to power. Until let's say, so the next 8 years, the NDC will lose decimal point of, let's say, 333. Still, Bawumia cannot beat the NDC. You people don't understand Bawumia Jimmy or Jimimo. Bawumia is looking. He's looking at 32. That is, he's looking at 12 years. Yeah. Into the Omoyana. When you go back, thank you, Mr. P. From 1992, it has been the trend. You need to move 4 decimal points or 3 before you can catch up every 4 years. And it is there. It has never changed. And it's even becoming more difficult in this modern day whereby we are able to access information. Jandam is dead. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, upon all his popularity, it took him 3 steps, 12 years. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is the most celebrated NPP candidate in Ghana's history. It took him 12 years, 3, 4, 3 elections before Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo was able to cross 50.1. Oh, you say easy. Actually, wait, Jimmy. Actually, I want to politics now. Say, actually, I want to dynamics now. Say. Now, let me show you something. Thank you very much, team. John Dramani Mahama in 2016. Do calculations na mention idea. Bawumia mamu Jimmy mo. John Dramani Mahama in 2016, he got 44%. 2016. John Mahama in 2020, he got what? 47%. 3 decimal points. In 2020, Mahama moved parliamentary and made it a hung parliament. He moved from 44 from 2016 to 47 in 2020 upon NPP rigging the election suppressing. Now, John Dramani Mahama, in 2024, he moved from 47 to 57. 10. You think it's a joke? It is not. It's most sorry, Anamaye, Bawumia 2028. Ono Bawumia no nimso on wini. But onimsa mo do no Jimmy. And you see, you people are easily convinced more Jimmy, more NPP for Nagasa, more Jimmy. So and come Jimmy and come out Tanasi with Bawumia Dadabo. Mahamadou Bawumia is lying to you people. John Mahama, 2016, 44, 2020, 47, and Sana Oba 2025, 2024, 57. Check it, yes, 4 years, 4 years. It is not a joke. It's in elections, Ghana elections, just over to me. 4 years, a move from 38% to 57. No, but bottom. Especially when we have this government that is showing that there's something called regular governance. And your current is a payday. And your president or respect your political party or power a Ghana for. And your crampono dollar and embro 17. The dollar can never cross 17. And your at least we are seeing some decorum in our system. And we are seeing say some policies. And we don't see people abusing office. You think it is easy? And I'm just a Ghana for Jimmy. So you think it's a joke? Anytime you don't understand where we sit here. You people think say sorry better. We are looking at 42 years. And the reason why I keep telling you 42 years, after 2028, the party has been nullified. And after 2028, who is going to sit and follow Bawumia? After 2028, Kennedy Japan will 70. After 2028, by the Champomo are not bringing any money. They themselves, they are weak. After 2028, right now as we speak, who in the NPP? And Obetumakasama NPP account boom. Who is in the NPP that can get up and say, let me talk to everybody, let's come together. So the party is in disarray. It has broken into pieces. Dynamics we win. And in 2024, we make a chance say the NDC will enter Ashanti region and they will take power because we do thorough job. We do practical and we add science. And then we basically put ourselves in the losing position. That is where we get to know the truth. And I am one of you. Make a mo minim sibia mo dwene. Mo weakness no is simple. And I can read the NPP from the United States of America. I don't need to be in Ghana. Ghana for this guy is a Kufuor's blueprint, and it does not mean say mama can't trouble. But we are to make stage and NPP for the nebeba. Only option. It is not like they have optional. Send out here Bawumia ye pa. He's even pissing Ghanaians off. He's pissing them off. What did he say? He's basically telling us say the same concept I told you is the same thing. There's nothing to talk about. There's nothing to talk about. And then I also who say the party has lost focus. They are not intelligent people in the party. And the Brian Champo be no. Brian Champo cause submitting the forms. They are not kind. Brian Champo say Brian Champo assures that an MPP government under his leadership will refund monies lost by individuals during the debt exchange program. Or say some to no be president na MPP power. They are admitting say DDEP no amount for wuye. But these people have never admitted, say, DDEP, that domestic debt exchange program, no, they have never admitted, say, they have even never admitted it. How many of these guys can stand on any pulpit to tell Ghana for say, we should do everything possible and get Kenofurata and jail him? None of these 5 guys can say it because they all benefited from the DDEP. Intibane Champon is making it official. Or Mamwatia say, this is what we did. This is a party that is dangerous. They are spitting in your faces. You dimu bone. And this is what I keep telling Ghana for. I don't hate the NPP. I know they are foolish. I know, say, they don't have Ghana at heart. It is a Brian Champon. Oba Bemu Eddie Abani Sika. Remember, he was a cabinet minister. He sat in cabinet with Bawumia to make decisions about DDEP. Now, Omo wune. Omo mo de sa pay nuko wuye ne. Omo mo show omo maame no papa no mo. Oji said they just forget and give you power again because edru omo so. Na me maame and na me papa teacher ni okọ pension. DDEP into ewu. I loved my mom, the work she was doing, said teacher ni, and they me a teacher ni. Now, me share some maame hypertension cool no. Ye nya sika anko tedru because NPP aban bi baye. Ni sika kakra da ono oje. Now edru me so aka 2-3 years na mako pension. Me sanko di line mu se soja ni police ni me who se dia me papa call through. Then mam na me sanfa 2 million koma Bawumia na NPP. Oh Bawumia campaign wo hwe de chiri nipa foforo be na wo ho. Are the same fucked up people. Did you see any new faces there? So, the NPP as a political party, it's not a party. Omunimunyansa. And me catch them, me dada ubia. Me, none of these 5 is intelligent to lead even a class of dogs. None of them. But my catch on authority. And I know most of you will not like it. But what I can tell you on authority, then say, Mahamudu Bawumia will win the primaries. He will rig it. They will steal it. Nanabi, Salam Mustafa, Omo executives, Omo Wiem, Edi Ama Bawumia. Omo disa, born ya boy. Bono, ya teye, ya boy, scoreline am de be maun. Inti, men da ho, men ma wadwene yo say, the NPP, you see, let me tell you the strategy of the NPP now. Send a utie omunyina message. Bawumia, Kennedy, Brian, Educhum, any a yes snitch no come Japan. Utie omunyina message one thing. Let us wait for NDC to make mistakes and capitalize on the mistakes. Now they just want an opportunity. Say NDC will make mistakes, and then we will keep telling Ghana for say NDC have mistakes. Inti yamfa den, yamfa party no, enya den. Yamfa Abanema NPP. That is their message. Their message is not about telling you, say, yes, say mine. No. We are not people. Right now, what they are waiting for is, oh, NDC there, on baby mistake. So time you do not say, you have a election. Every the candidate to be about, and about one tribum. That is the mentality of Bawumia. They don't have any message. They don't have any idea. These are people who think it's a gun of Jimmy. We forget easily. Into the message I would hear about me and say, Yan China NDC in your mistake. NDC in your mistake in your dang. And then the Bambusa MP for say, into the crack is saying, it is a Yanya dang. NDC mistake into Yantam Ghana Mamo. I cocoa your for say, Sibia to Kokomuno and so many into Yafa Ghana Mamo. I NDC for and they say dollar no you say no I could do 10.9 so the it's yenya den yentam Ghana mamo say dollar no 20 80 you say and there you say yi enkofo bi say and into car accident si it's yentam Ghana mamo number den na amwakwata your road minister. Every toll booth in Ghana obubu to guye amwakwata kwasiampenyiwe amwakwata na oyo roads minister wanko parliament toll booths obubu ni to guye over 700 million every month week it was going yada wotia yentam to me mamo e gonfo we pa he mese Bawumia be gina ho no. These are the same criminals. Where are they? For the free baby ba. These are the same criminals. Check picture them. Next time me say, baby a Ghana kodru ya bre ya to be 2 about 2 kwasi afọ. These people, sanko for 80 years. Omonimu saying Kate Yama. These people, these are the same people. What are you expecting? You cannot expect different results. You cannot expect different results. These are the same people. What is new here? Ejapa Mesa. Comfort, we know PDS. Oseche Mensa Bonsu. Napo. Anthony Cabo. Shall go for them. Shall Omo. 2017 to 2024, these are the same people. Anthony Cabo, look at his stomach. Oseche Mensa Bonsu. Wa pratete or the who jim because who you say Jimmy. Oseche Mensa Bonsu wa pratete and call Jesus for moi and call assistant tomorrow cross ase. Oseche Mensa Bonsu. Oseche Mensa Bonsu or Jesus for moi and call assistant tomorrow cross ase. Wa pratete because I'm just a gun of way Jimmy. It's what is new here? But they will make sure Bawumia wins because these are the same selfish people. The same selfish criminals. And the Akosha Menu and the Ubitumika Obetra President na Iti and then na Akosha Menu or your bar no. Na Kwasia for so Umbetra President Yiriti. Na Akosha Menu so or your bar. No Jina police station say yen conforno. Akosha Menu person of parliament. Then he say Bini. And this is what we have been living with. It is suddenly a new dawn has come. We should forget our pain. And then Yamo Sakofa Bawumia ba Nientam power and some farmer or more. They be catch a Ghana for. The NPP as a political party, they have never respected Ghana for intelligence because in conformity party, 99% of the people who follow this party are tribalistic idiots. Maka mento sebeda. They cannot think deep. Amajuni are very shallow. And the NPP as a political party, they are looking at somebody like Eddie Hawakumsen to become the national women's organizer. Because Imbrebukai Hawakumsen Chituo and original radio seekers were both into one obedi anima. Look at the kind of people. And how MPP know almost nyanseni bia before how Kumsin na ketijemfua pepa no to anu wedi ketijemfua opepa no to anu wedi yesi ketijemfua nye ye kofa ni bafo frese how Kumsin and ndere ye nyina madam beba adentira oh time na oye minister no obotuo into the track record no. Oh, and then, oh, yes, chairman want to me, open national chairman. And then, no chairman want to me, and these people, how did they see us as a people? It MPP didn't make sure, no, but I'm telling you on authority. Minim say back in the Japan supporters, yeah, Atasa de, Ana Sata, whatever you want to call him, he has lost money and he's going to lose a lot of money. They will rig the elections and they will rig it for Eddie. They will rig it for Mahamudu Bawumia. The NPP as a political party, Omoba for 8 years, all that they did. And the Utam party Nabuta Bawumia said, Mahamudu Bawumia, show me one agenda, one hospital, one hospital. Nana Danko Ekufuado, and you built Oba Ekomu Srim Ajia War. Saba Bawumia to be control. Now, say, Bawumia supporters, any Canadian Japan supporters, air debate. If you Canadian Japan, Bawumia supporters, if Bawumia enko for no na secondly, also when yeska, you will be for Sukra or Sokoya Empino, will be more Bawumia be watermelon factory, the under one district, one factory. What could be a watermelon factory or Wale? Just be a nine. Atasan call for. Omni aye the abozege for aye debate. Atasanko for say ayin. Yeni the boss no skill. And I'm say my boss no skill the chrome dumpim. Kuraba kura wanya bi ho. 28 years obedi power as MP. Onya contract. When to see a kuraba. Every aye agama nko for na no ayin. Yeni na onim tamana Bawumia. Aye head of economic management team and vice president for 8 years, and opposition running mate for 8 years, 60 years, Oko wale ko see watermelon factory. Obubusa say watermelon factory where I'm saying fa say dia ya Mr. We 9. Atasa ne agama. agama lizard ni atasa no maka bom e no mu jimi omo ho wa na omo mu bi abe send you email omo about inbox him, hey, we have this thing on Kennedy Japan, can you share it? No mako fa nipa bi so no mo just say jimi, oh, you know, this person gave me this, he said I should give it to you, go and show it is about Kennedy Japan and destroy Kennedy Japan. Me omo kwasia me say omo jimi internet na mo ti Facebook de bia no kasa na because sanko for na omo ti Facebook no, they want to send information to me to talk about Kennedy and I'm not going to do it. I want you people to understand mo party na say sanko for money say wo yam the social media de no but some for baby I go and give it to Kevin, we have something on Kennedy, we are going to destroy Kennedy. Me say mo jimi, I have them, the emails are there, we will publish it at the right time. And every day I keep telling Ghana for when these people came to power, they just came to change names of project and Kofuaye. Yet to Kromha, Nanado Dankwe Kufuado. Nanado Dankwe Kufuado. University Obato ye. He came on Bawumia, they came to change names of universities, came to change name of hospitals. They can never point to one regional hospital as a party. Almost all my course could name answer. Keep telling you people, that is the NPP. They've never built anything, but they want their names on everything. That is what they did in the past 8 years. They cannot build a party. You cannot point to one regional hospital in your name. And you want young people like us, we should get up and do what? And say, we are going to vote for you. To do what? To do what? And that these are some of the things the young people here. We want the people to understand. Say party behind the motive. Party now look at what is happening at Akutia. On a normal day, Kenisa Akutia kure tuaba and go check NDC facility no. Because on a normal day, Akwetia ba na yekoto no e dey pa na akwetia for pe impuntuo, akwetia for pe adwuma, akwetia for epe kwan, akwetia for epe nsupa, akwetia for pese gala ekoso ho no sebio ebrase na yesu eniti, akwetia for pese eye farmer service center na ye be mekua for no omo sabeka bi 24-hour economy na John Muhammad ya ba omo sabeka bi women akwetia for pese anyoma ni nyina. It is akwetia for pa de na also akwetia for ye, unless akwetia for says anyoma ni nyina omo pe. But minimum akwetia for dim nyansenti, they also want to be part of this, because for the past 8 years akwetia for hu de omo fa mu enti wo akwetia. Why should anybody even be campaigning? And then the NPP to be sako akwetia, and what are they campaigning on? They no more any campaign, be no more campaigning. Some more be there. Am akwetia, they no more be amomo. E akwetia for mon to my na ehu nipa na ewu. Na onko nipa na mo to ama na NPP onko there in parliament. Because abana ye koto no, e was same for so baso. Ye ntumi to aba in the name say ye to aba. I was here to Abama for Sobaso. It's NPP for Ankasankasa Bawa. Omunkomo diem no. Yebusamu say, the entity to Mamu, and for Sobena Bebaso. And the NPP for your Akutian say they are calling for sympathy vote. Almost an agiomu ye wakeeping. Now wakeeping no more yano. Almost per se NDC baby. See a genie domutum. Almost say, and as Kumina Uyano or Yomunipa. Omo person mo chiche ne namori into omo be ye wakeeping vigilant adwi mema NDC for maho. This is a political party o, and as kumino sum akwetia man, even though no ye MPP ni obedi MP no at the day obedi MP no be ya akwetia de share a osum akwetia man. And so part we omo jiminti munkoti omo and ye omo interview ye see omo say mema NDC for emba akwetia emba mbeye vigil ni bi, because akwetia and eskumi funu no eyomo dia omo nananom na ede omo into omo dia omo pese obia beba if wakeeping ni bi omo nkwa na ebe chiare. How? And eskumi ewu oya akwetia de hye eyiye mu kura no mo ye politics MPP na Jimmy. And this is not a political party. Any intelligent person should sit and say, ah, it's me wa MPP munne na sebio me wua na me wonyonko NDC mu na se omo be vigil abetra me yire ne me manchen abo mo monya e de nkranhye a NPP for beka chom so mo ma. This is the party we are talking about. Na say NS Kumi na NDC for nya e na tamfo. For all you know, NS Kumi ever politics mu no e NDC na so in saka say you can be a politician. For all you know, no, NDC ni be election and crying, and man decided to say obeko into politics. How can a political party come on TV and say yedi nyame din sremo and na adwidie eye akweti aman NPP yaji efunu no intimemo NDC ni bi amba ho. And look at the kind of thinking, political wakekeeping. Almost say where your political wakekeeping efunu ni your omodia. Besides, Mr. P, there was a jandam. There was a jandam where somebody went there later and discovered that nothing had been done. That's the one I'm looking for, Mr. S. Besides, there's one jandam of a gentleman going there to let us all know that it was a lie. That is the one I'm looking for. I'm not looking for the lunch. I'm looking for the jandam. Get me that jandam. I hope you understand. A gentleman walked there with his phone and made us know that there was nothing happening. This is where we are as a country. NPP. Party a year say enomu unite. Ebian so buko kumase. Yase asante himewu. Obete caption NPP gurus unite. Ewa asante hime yase. Enya time. You know it is not disgusting. Party na and what's a political party no a year say and you to me who boom na munya be informa moya dien enye jimina atasamwa enye jimina adokromwa. How can they attribute unity of a party to a funeral? Enti a year ma mutumi kam hu bom enti akwetia de no ye beka ye ho abom ewe yiase enti da bia no obi wu. This is the kind of party I'm talking about. Nobody. But the bottom line is that Bawumia catch them one day through his statement. Or say, or stress repa, but some person who ne kufu aduna e won inside. Bawumia catch them Ghana for say obe wini primaries no. Omo be wie mama no. Justin Kodu omo be wie mu. NPP delegates in perifoni nyina be wie mama no. Na brebre na onya tumi a. Sa na yire na odi na chi no. Sa Samira na odi na chi no. Sa Fulani Chad ni no. Sa osotumi mu Ghana. Jimmy Bruta. And there's something I want to put out. But we say there are a lot of people in the NPP or mere delegates and also mere executives, they know say they cannot win their elections. And that now the new strategy is that pick a banter with Kevin Taylor for NPP4 to think say you are working. I'm not going to give anybody banter. Go there and campaign. Me ejuma with my yacho. My ejuma way for years. I have stayed out. I've stayed in. I know the dynamics in this job. NPP, National Executives Namojin say, you can pick a banter with me, and that is going to make your popularity in the party go up. Send a better election time, Mubenya vote, no. I'm not going to give you that. I want you to campaign on your intelligence. Because there's something I'm noticing. In the NPP, no, some person are relevant. Kevin Taylor and Kawasem. There were some positions in the NPP and to Swaba. Right now, no, those positions, they are going to vote on it. And those people know their popularity is very low. It's down, low. And they know no matter what, even the party, and they are going to change them. So they think, say, picking a banter with Kevin Taylor, no, the grassroots, that majority are piglets, no, it will excite them for them to get vote. I have done the psychological part of politics. I have done the emotional part of politics. So nobody in the NPP can beat me to that job. Every single executive should go out there and campaign. Campaign on the intelligence now also one. So also why you Juma and the party grassroots from A to Z, they know your job. Campaign. I'm not going to give anybody any limelight. Me yet. Mimbo bia diwa, mimmo bia space. Because most of you people know you lose your seats. You know you lose your positions. Me I've been doing this job for long. The psychological part of it, I know it more than you people. The emotional part of it, I have swallowed it. Nobody can use my name to try and get re-elected. Nobody. Everybody should go out there. Someone will say grassroots ne hunyansa. One kwasiafo na modi ekufuado echi edi nkwasiasem na emre ne du. Eti moje say mame ne Kevin Taylor nkoko. Mame nya press conference mbo Kevin Taylor din wom. Mame ne nya banter. Send ye be ya party for no betimi din say, "Hey, what kai way? Only Kevin Taylor back to back." We dabio NCBM. You people should walk alone. Go and win power and let us see. Most of you will lose your seat. Most of you will lose your positions. It's a fact. I just wanted to put this out there. And anything I do sometimes we can say, Kevin, as we are one Kebi, we don't just come sit here. We plan the show. We sit and analyze every single thing we do. And I know, Open Party, I mean, Nim or Masia is the NPP. I know the NPP than anybody in Ghana. And right now, what they are doing is that they know I control the party, the soul of the party, I control it. And they will control the soul of the party. So if you're able to attract the eye of Kevin Taylor, maybe you'll be able to sail through. Nobody's good. Last week, the whole country, there was this conversation I also about Ridge Hospital. You can't say Abranti B, your friend Ralph. Or name in Yankufobi Echo Ridge Hospital, Emma altercation BC. Emma the ABC and say, the sector minister, Mr. Akando, Echo Ridge Hospital. The Okohuye any report here the man after he sent an entourage to go and look into the matter. Later he followed up. Obehu say it was necessary for the ministry that is in charge of the health sector to open investigation into the matter that was making a lot of headlines in Ghana. So the minister, in his own wisdom and the humility we use here till this point, decided to have a committee or put together a committee that will investigate the matter to the point whereby we will know what actually happened at the hospital, and after the investigations, whoever is found guilty be punished. Every single Ghanaian said that was the best way to go. We were all in favor of the minister setting up a committee to investigate what happened at Ridge Hospital. Now, remember, every hospital in Ghana is under the Ministry of Health. Now, there is the Ghana Health Service, which is also under the Ministry of Health. It is like looking at it this way. It's like looking at every football club in Ghana is under Ghana Football Association. And every professional football club is under the Professional Football Club Association, right? Inti sa si ewo team bi te se Kumasi Asante Kotoko mu a. Asante Kotoko omo executives a omo manage team no. And inti na Otufo said to all be a friend no the board members and what the management of Asante Kotoko. Inti asemsi Asante Kotoko. It is up to the Asante Kotoko management public relations officer to tell Ghanaians the SC ewo diemu ewo Asante Kotoko mu. Now say asemsi Asante Kotoko mu na say PLB Professional League Board form and a release statement to explain to us the issue Asante Kotoko mu. Then the question will be say the Asante Kotoko management, the PRO department, what is their job or what have they been doing over the years or the period where that issue happened. I'm trying to make it simple. Easy. It is as some CL Ridge Hospital. Ridge Hospital as a regional hospital, our management. Now, as some Ridge Hospital, it is up to management to brief Ghana for and brief the minister or the sector minister of what has happened at Ridge Hospital. It is a so Ridge. Our Ridge management. Our Ridge Department of Public Relations. Nasa so Ridge. Nasa Ridge PRO. And our public relations officer. Ultimately releases statement as the PRO of that management. Nasa yet the Ghana Education Service releases statement. Then it means say somebody at that level at the hospital failed to do their job. It is simple as that. You don't have to complicate it. And then you have a division of labor. And then you have a minister. Minister's job is an oversight. And then you have the agencies that are supposed to be working under the ministry. It is some see mikroma yeldoa. And nisa akando efaka eko ayeldo. There is a district directorate. There is a district office. There is a district PR. They are the ones who are supposed to make sure, say, that particular facility and our hospital now ben ayeldo no. So our hospital no, PR no, and our management no have dealt with the matter. Enti make we nyina be see asamna esi or regional. A lot has happened over the weeks, and it's got to do with a big hospital like Ridge, which is a regional hospital. Ridge Hospital is not a clinic. It's the Greater Accra Regional Hospital. It is one of the biggest hospitals in the Greater Accra region. Enti Ridge Hospital, as it sits there are people who have been given specific roles to make sure, say, the hospital is able to connect with the ministry, with the agencies, and with we Ghanaians. So the daily running of the hospital, no, we as Ghanaians, no, we will understand what is happening there. In this hospital, no, and there almost start to say, almost mamoja, and almost see another block for a newborn baby. Sir, it is up to the management to go through the PR for us to know. Say, and there, oko Ridge Hospital, you see a new ward for a mafufro. It is not the job of the Ghana Health Service or the health minister to make that announcement. It is something that we all have to do what? Follow. Now, Ridge Hospital, as some way by lots and lots of people have spoken about the COO. And the minister himself, he's spoken on several occasions. People like us were asking, as somebody by for man can be at a point, I'm in second videos, and I'm about to say, Ridge Hospital as a regional hospital, do they have a PR department? That was one question I was asking all the time, because the circulation and speculative information we were getting from the hospital, no, if the PR department had spoken or had come out orally and through a release, majority of the controversies surrounding what happened at Ridge Hospital, no, and Kasa controversy, no, it would have died on the same day. But the more we asked questions about what happened at Ridge Hospital, no, we got one guy called Tenkrine, who is a general secretary of Nurses Association in Ghana. Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwifery Association. He was the one basically playing the role of management PRO. And everybody was asking, what is going on? What is happening? The hospital needs a department that can internally assess the situation and speak to Ghanaians. So you could see, say, the PR department was shut down, and some certain Tinkrine guy was the one running on TV and radio and basically portraying himself as the PR of Ridge Hospital. It was quite interesting. Because say, we are professional. That's a Sebio will say how these things work. Say, we are expecting the media department or the PR department of that facility to release an official statement. And it could point in the White House. When there's an issue in the White House, we wait for the press secretary to speak because he or she is the mouthpiece of the White House. Even before the president speaks on the issue, what happens is the press secretary at the end of the day is able to enlighten Americans about what is going on, what the president might be speaking on, because it is the job of the press secretary to be enlightening and making sure the information that the public needs, even before the president speaks. And it's the same as when you go to the Flagstaff House. Before the president comes out with anything, we get the press secretary, the Jubilee House secretary, who the person in charge of communication, that is Honorable Ofosu-Kwakye, making those statements before even the president speaks on it. And that is how you check when an institution is effectively working. Now, so you have questions when you time and incident, amount for some we didn't really know what was really the truth, or we are not able to even pinpoint what is really happening. We never heard anybody from Rage Hospital as the PR speaking for the management or the hospital. Now, the investigative team, when they went to the hospital, they did their best to exhaust every single thing. Whether it was a CCTV, they watched every CCTV video in the hospital. When it comes to a report that was left or report that was written on that day about whatever transpired at the hospital, they looked at every single thing in the hospital. People who were involved in the altercation or assault come from the beginning. The investigative team were able to engage every single person who was mentioned in that act. So you could see that the investigative team, they did a thorough job by exhausting all the avenues that at the end of the day, we will get to the bottom of this Rage Hospital Asema AC. Now, the investigative team, before they went to Rage Hospital to conduct this investigations, the lady nurse who was involved or became the subject of the day, now the PRO or the General Secretary of Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwifery Association, the Ebeka chair say she was assaulted. In fact, man I friend Tim Kran Beka Ghana for say Ralph on the now for the motors be 25 moto bia nipa 2 na teso and a lady na oye nurse nipa 8 bowura ho etietia na yase ebu ni nsem echim ne nsa. Assembly see this is the nurse and here say assaulting. Remember, nurse na kasa no all make and I say all give you a recap of what happened, na at Tinkran no nso gina hobi ona na gina ho no. So basically that was the first time they were hearing what actually transpired. Nurse na kasa no say nipa bi free the chi from her back. They hit her from the back. And I'll say amanfo bi ebono na no nim say a tap and I say a fist punch, but omo bono. Also can say Raphael, what's the guy's name? Raphael, right? No, what's his name? Raphael. Or say guy or a dang or ena mubusa and na won son e na ya won sa or say Raphael no ena or de blow se de born in sa or de be born na ama ninsa ehwan enintina de ade atechire ninsa ebi atechire ne kon inti ninsa no na betiri no ehwan yakasa betiri ehwan a socket na one a disconnect a jonkolize eyi enintina yede entoma so maso ne kon se ne be ya abetire no abetire na wa ha no ebetumi esiso efiri se ehwan etu afrim enintina what the idea entoma Ralph. All right, Ralph. Or the entoma attached and study be attached to concern a beya study. Also, Casan or say dislocation there na betri pa na wo eyi. And an insano so ya boom Emma just say emuya ne yama ontumi fa nyahwe. Inti sa record and I say statement we na abayiwa na oye nurse no e kan say ye di bedi no hospital ho. Now, okay, some way in a year no, and a copy of minister in him. Before that, na certain cry ojina ababa ya we huno. The same thing about you and kaya no, and no be na wati. video na ewa bontini a 1 minute 20 seconds no. It was the same video sa Tinkran na wahwe. But the Tinkran went on TV and radio and insulted the minister. In fact, at a point, threatened journalists who were speaking on the matter. And he went further to make sure, say, as seminar yekano, he made it sound, say, or was some evidence nobody in Ghana has. At a point on TV, a Tinkrana or a PR or a General Secretary sa Association, Ghana Registered Nurses Association, at a point, okay, say, omo video evidence biya omo nyan release here or can UTV. And that wakatre the management say inside the emergency hall nankasano. That video, they should make it available and that they will put it out for everybody to see. We are still yet to see that video. Inti time a minister is setting up the investigative committee, no. It was good for Tinkran and the people who are sitting on TV and radio to basically avail themselves and provide all those evidence. Na Emma Omwadina TV Suni radio so edi minister na tem edi Ghana journalist for tem kachire say eye nurse no ya bona manka oyewu at a point kra no ye nyina be hu say nurse ni say ya bona ama se bi oni mu ne nsa nyina ye nti okọ court akoje okope 7 million Ghana cedis in damages. If you say from Tinkran ni statement to make you all different radio stations no nipa 50 and a rural hospital or emergency war and tieti girl we bu no. Remember, time and kasa say we nyina no now Rage Hospital, which is a regional hospital, there was a PRO. Still, we didn't hear from the department which is in charge of speaking to the public. Department that is supposed to relay information to you and I for us to know what actually transpired the day Ralph and then now for a core hospital. Still, the PRO department, headed by somebody, had still not issued a statement. The statement that we read was from the Ghana Health Service, which isn't the management of the hospital. Upon all these things going on, no, there was still a department called the PR department. People were being paid every single day for being PR or being the head of public relations. They carry themselves around. People tell them, Madam, oh, Madam, and maybe they are giving cars, they are riding and taking respect because they are the public relations officers of the Rage Hospital, the Greater Accra Regional Hospital. Now, investigative committee what they found out, because I am very sure it's a committee in the core hospital, they demanded for everything that will connect Ralph and his friends to what we call assault. Because the reason why Minister our committee was because some people at a Tinkran and the other people were saying a nurse was assaulted. So the investigation was primarily put together because there was an assault and also how people were able to break security to assault a nurse. And see, however way you look at it, it was all going to end up at one thing: how security was breached and how a nurse got assaulted in a facility at the Rage Hospital. And see, whatever they were doing, whatever investigations they were doing, whoever they called, whatever questions they posed, videos almost share, any reporter it was all geared towards assault and also breach of security of the institution. Committee investigations, there were a lot of things at the end of the day. It was part of the reason TRDC hospital was here. And they were briefing the minister on findings. Call hospital who say staff na our hospital no inadequate. Na who said nipa also mo adwuma ho no enya omododo na enya mo no mo adwuma ho. Nurse for the doctors no esa. It is also video na time around call ho no. You could see say na nurse crampo ni wa omo attended to immediately. Abrante bi ba wa na ne mam ne na national chia na ne na wu. They could not even get nurses to rush to the person because we want an emergency. See, I can say emergency ward. We don't take anything lightly. anybody who enters the emergency ward a life and death. Inti any emergency ward any yebeka say jinsuo si uso netenase. Emergency ward, every single thing about emergency ward should be taken as an emergency. They don't underestimate anything that comes to the emergency ward. But you could see, say, there were people there who were still waiting to get the help of nurses. Inti investigators require who say their causing problem so ebini say need adequate health personnel so. In fact, I'm saying 3 doctors per day. Now, Osha shift now. One specialist per day, and the whole hospital now, who emergency ward no, only 3 doctors coming to that emergency ward per day. Now, Osaka said out of 88, anka was nurses, anka also muye juma ewo hospital no, emu 54 per ene ye juma. Na omu shwe mundu krampo no, emu sa 54 no, 34 no muni ho. Until you could see, say, the hospital itself lacks a lot of medical professionals. And the moment hospital no 34 any post, the moment hospital no lack medical personnel no, the probability say obi baba and nakuma betu ni bubefu about the services no are very high. Because when people come to emergency ward, it is because of emergency issues. That is why they are there. And when they wait for some time, no more nya sa their care no sa assistance now, then they start to feel say this is not how it's supposed to be done. Now, I am not justifying anybody here and the actions of anybody here. So I'll call emergency ward. That's the ensure. It does not mean you have to talk to anybody anyhow. It does not mean you have to go after any nurse anyhow. It does not mean you have to do things that are not right. I'm not going to justify that. But committee in the court, omo who say nyoma kika hunu bia ema assembly ko sie na ebi no. Now, still we have not heard from Eyedien. We have not heard from the PRO, public relations officer of that hospital. Still, ye who say sa hospital no omo public relations officer omo PRO omo kan bibia management no anka also omo ye hu de ekoso ankasa no management no through their public relations, they have still not spoken. Yate. Upon all these things, then obey de waha, then obey and a Ralph chair say, maybe I beji ayarsa. Way in the course, Ralph Casamuno or say, dear ma, a year when you in a sea hospital or church which say a year investigators and say, or said nurse be wa, nurse be casa, fin be treno, nurse be a shame buffo. Na nurse ni ne share before na ema ono so akoma ba ya oye na agene say obeye de oye no. Now almost say Ralph eba investigators n'anim no or the video evidence almost friend exhibit be kire almost say me wo ho no omo hospital man fa me nsan ka obia na obia ni hospital oye me target na me ni adwene mu po say patients and also nurse ni bi mebu obia. In fact say hospital CCTV no monsaka me crampono me a Facebook live and that Facebook live am here no enie me edit ye me fa me nsan kan ye me call live mo bi ehu ye enti mo betumi so ahwe because me ni pay am ka se me di sa bone no the same time na me kuta phone we enti bone na me di ye no se me di ya mo be hu se phone ni kuta me na me di sa bone no enti am say Ralph e de ono so no evidence am friend exhibits den e buy 4 videos or say oye Facebook live on that night. Into omoji eno so ena omode ka omunhwehwe mu no ho. Now they have interviewed Ralph na ye say wako rage akodi bone odi motos nko 25 odi mrantie 50. Ralph no so the evidence aba odi the videos so na anadwene nyina aba wa kire adekodi ntia de see investigators no agina no asem. Still the Rage Hospital has a management. We have still not heard from the PRO of Rage Hospital. The management has not released any statement. Whatever happened there, we are still speculating on social media, in the news outlets. People are sitting on radio and TV and speaking for Rage Hospital. One thing crying who is just a mere general secretary of an association now is playing the role of the PRO for Ridge Hospital, because still investigators no at hospital there is a management and a department head. Still nobody has availed themselves to the investigators to say yenia waha yenia management, this is the PR department, we have put everything together in a file form, this is this department. None of the department head, especially the PR department head, they have not availed themselves to this investigative team. Say, this is what we also did, what we also found. The PR department, the heads of PR at Ridge Hospital are going to work every day. They are listening to the news. They have seen the minister release a statement. They have seen the investigators come in and go. The PR department is quiet. Okay. Investigators, they say, nurse na almost say abono no. Now, omukwa na nurse no dampem. Na a very important statement or say omukwa the medical report of nurse na or say abono no. Which means to say the nurse no went through treatment the day the incident happened. When they went to the hospital, they saw the nurse. In fact, specialists na ono nurse no e Ridge Hospital won aso no omko e krampo no omuhu no omne specialist no edi nkomo later kwa no ka say nurse no onko fie. Now omso omko no medical records omko je nurse no medical records assembly see this day assembly see no nurse no say bibi say to no there was specialist at our hospital or taking care of this nurse. Every single thing that the specialist noticed or saw, say a true nurse in Libiano, that specialist wrote it in the medical report. Now, almost say almost checking medical report in him. No, there was nothing like fracture and not dislocation on any part of her body. Almost say almost checking medical records in him. No. And can be a found nurse and ya bono money betri ehwan. And I said nsa ehun apan. And I said bibi aye no a. Just a nipa bi abodi trimu po e de ade abodi mu and I said omu prano. Omo ehwe medical report nim. And that is what they found. Enti domu hu ye ne say nurse nankasa pa de bibi anywhere ye no. Obi anywhere obo no. Obi anywhere so nsa. Obi ani wo twen ase obi ani wo tata no obi antia na ya ase obi a anyi ne nsa. Per the medical report they went to see at the medical facility. And at least that committee no are not saying to us say when we went there and we observed. They didn't tell the minister when we went there and we analyzed by ourselves through our own imagination. The medical or the investigative team no call no Omoba Minister Romanka say from our experience and background, from what we saw and what we witnessed, we believe or we think or this is how we came to a conclusion. Almost say they requested for the medical report of the nurse, and when they requested for the medical report, there was nothing in that report that emphatically or specifically state to say obi ebo nurse no man in sehwan anasa ne nsemu buye ana ne chi anasa ne mfe say from what they saw. So the investigative team is speaking on facts. They are not speculating. Now assembly nyina ya besi ama nyina be hu se nurse sebio ensama na nurse ne ka no obwa oni ngina so ebi kura nipa bi na hye saa nurse n'echi aka kye ne say yes de we are rotation nurse we are nurse we are national service ebi a nipa bi na aka kye ne say yeah can some way na through that no ebi a ubenya permanent position wa I'm just speculating, but I'm still trying to find the motive behind the nurse's action. A man to me ka say obi abono abra obi ambono. The motive na ewe chirema nurse to me the ahoma chichire ne nsa esa de chichire ne kon etna national television. So a young lady oye national service etumi ka say obi abono a eyamanewu abra medical report hospital chire say nothing of that sort happened. So It could be say ebia obi na na tena se say you know something, there is an agenda, and when you do this you might get this. Just say this to embarrass this person or to disgrace the government, and at the end of the day you will get what you want. Ofuna ira onsabeka usika aira onsabeka sa o pese o permanent kra ye betuma fa kwan bi so ma be permanent. Is it say bibi sa na see ya e ma nurse no decide say obeka asem kese sei ato eye obi so because okasa no na o specific o say a rough nkwa na yes ade no. By 10 cranty radios no or see nipa de 8 4 free girl nim and a 4 free nechi. But girl ne kasa no or say a rough nkwa na di sa adwuma no. Into the account a free 10 cran or yeah General Secretary of Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwifery Association hono a totally different from girl nankasa or see assault no because 10 cran no catch say Ralph Kofa nko for motos nkwa 25 na nipa 2 na teba akubia so meaning 50 men entered and 8 remu and 8 no na 4 every girl nanim and 4 every nechi and omo bo no but girl no say a Ralph nkwa and a bo no but the girl could not specify so blow na bo no say tap na bo no but at the end of the day the shoulder na hwan ne nsa no mu abu enti the accounts from a year 10 crying and the girl no crampo no it still did not sink. Gawe obi ka chere ne say onka we ni retaining ana number 4-time nurse because oye part-time a national service nurse on your permanent staff. Now yen nyina be hu asem no amana be dru ha. All that we wanted was an investigation to get to the bottom of this matter. And remember, from video mabo achire wunyina ene nsema maka achire wunyina ebesi ne ebesi enra. Now still we've not heard from the management, public relations department of the Greater Accra Regional Hospital. In some way nyina ekoso. The public relations department of Greater Accra Regional Hospital never released a statement. In fact, nobody there spoke a word. But shockingly today when we woke up, after the investigative team or committee took their report to the minister, a woman came out today, blazing all over the place, with all due respect, telling Ghana for say, the investigative report, any Ejumana minister, any Masa committee, no, it is a total lie. And who is she? Suddenly, somebody has appeared from the ground, germinated, telling Ghanaians to say she is the public relations officer of the Greater Accra Regional Hospital. Now, it is quite interesting. As some way see we never got any statement, a hint, a word from the Greater Accra Regional Hospital, department in charge of communication. But shockingly today, after the report was submitted to the sector minister, one honorable lady came out today to say, on PR, and that all the investigations are a committee ni ya abainto and some no on kwa catch Ghana for say investigations no omoboa without providing one evidence. You see, after I watched this lady, a professional nurse, a mother, a sister to somebody, an auntie, and for all you know, a Christian, I've been so worried. And from what I heard today from this woman, I'm a Sue Christopher. So Simon, we know the sorry, and now on the TV, and now we're down for paranoia. Be very careful. She can sell you for a peanut. Because when I listen to this woman today, and the kind of statement or try to make it sound right, Abra Enya right no. I felt so bad being a Christian. I felt so bad at a point. Mibusa me say, these things, doesn't it worry them? They are person as a human being. When they sleep, don't they feel that they have offended themselves and they offended God? Now, this woman, let's listen to him. The Dean Ede, please come. The Dean Ede, Sarah Dankwa. Sarah Dankwa. In fact, she was on TV. And I know majority of the people are a nursing a community and they have known this woman and most of them know her. And some of them will be quite shocked about the kind of a statement are all making about this particular issue. Mrs. Sarah Dankwa today came on TV. Or can be to say, we have a video, meaning she is speaking as the PRO for nurses, Greater Accra Regional Hospital. Nurses for more a year region or in a PRO. And in her statement, she did not say, I have, or say, we have a video of Ralph slapping a pregnant senior nurse during the Ridge Hospital incident. The investigative committee didn't invite us to present it. We will make it available to GH1. Or see, Yenny, Regional Hospital, a Ridge. Your video, a Ralph, na obo opimni biasum. Na sa video no ho. Na committee ni ba hospital no. Committee na invite ye enti yenso ya amfa video na ma committee no. She is part of the management of Ridge. And I don't think that investigative committee will do what? That investigative committee will come to the Ridge Hospital without engaging senior officers of the hospital. But when she was on TV this morning, meaning she's speaking as the public relations officer of the regional hospital. So they have in their possession a video of Ralph beating or slapping a pregnant woman. Now, I know this woman is a mother. Meaning so your bad time. Young friend is a committee no more bodam. Young friend is a committee ni nyansa. Young friend is a committee na nyo modwuma ye. You are a mother. O your painful awawoda. Yama committee about hospital say omo be yen hwehwemu. Emfa wo dwuma di a wodi a wo ye panyini. A younger nurse say yes ya assault na out. Say bi obi obetuma ya oba anawunia. As the top management member, is it not upon you? Is it not your responsibility? Don't you see, say, it is upon you to basically prove to Ghana, say, this nurse in this hospital and that pregnant woman who could have been me needs to be protected. You could not hand over that tape to the investigative committee. But Oba TV, so no Ghana for say, as some they see almost 2 weeks, who was some tape be or Ralph ebo opimphobia soon. The investigative committee was at the hospital. They can never enter the hospital and work without the assistance or permission of the management of the hospital. So you ask yourself, can anybody trust such a leader? So your hospital, na say, oyi nipa say, onye a leader, a management member, or whatsoever. Can any nurse in that hospital trust a mother like this? A professional nurse. Sebio nano asem. Can any patient trust somebody, our friend who said nurse, or say, or to me keep a ye dipana or sheno na pomudin and in safety a priority. Now, Osaka Sembi, or say, maybe I'm about video in natural. Or say, after the Ridge incident, the nurse involved went home and could have been massaged. Hence, the committee's report of her shoulder not being disclosed. Or say, committee the Bekachire minister say, Abayuano, then Sabetino Enyaya. No, Sabio, almost a committee no ediatro. If you say, Assembly Sieno, Abayuano ko fie, na ebi o ko fie no, ne maame yan krani, na oni mun kran for maame for, ebia or the abonike etwetwen ne nsa no. Anase or the social abonike twetwen ye, Enuntina sebio ebi oba no omo ehu se nse hwan. This woman is a professional nurse. So once a year, the muscle na ewo ho no, it gets bruised inside. So you don't suddenly crash, it will swell. So onam na sa won sakro between a year, the muscle inside, it will be bruised. It will have some kind of pressure on it. It is sa won sana you know, the muscle around baby our joint in one, it will have a muscle bruise. It is sa won sana crash. It is not going to just be like that. It is going to have some kind of idea, and yet things be who say something actually happened. Now, girl, no, ninsana ye no, or no neka say a force, a impact, and a man in sunny ye, and yes, be a odaso and a you. I'll bet you say it's a mild release. Sibiana girl neka no, she was attacked, assaulted, and a man sad in sunny ye, so a impact and a yin in sano. Meaning, if there was an impact, meaning there was contact. Ain't it girl no free hospital ho or CO and they say to my basse girl no every hospital ho echo fie and a nema amen crani nema many a day etwetwen ne nsa no eno nti na man ne nsa na eyiye ene ne nsa na emuobu no ni nyina ekọ into investigators na ehu. This is a professional nurse. And remember, before I play her videos, Osaka Sambi Asembi, or say, if the nurse had done a scan immediately after the rage incident, we would know if she suffered dislocation or not. Or say, sanka nurse no, I didn't see na nanka ucha scan na, anka yebe say na betri no eyi anase enyi. Into what she is trying to tell us and say, nurse name just scan. That means she is now discrediting the specialist who took care of the nurse the day the incident happened. Her fellow colleague. She is now trying to throw her fellow colleague, who is a specialist. Our hospital one girl no enya treatment onya your medical record no. She is now saying say the specialist who handled the situation or my girl no that treatment before she went home no. This PRO is trying to tell us that specialist is a quack specialist, and that she is trying to tell us say the colleague now here nurse no na onime juma all year, because there's a report that day no a specialist actually monitored the lady before she was sent home, and if the lady's shoulder had come off, I don't think a specialist will not notice somebody whose shoulder had come off. Because when your shoulder comes off or the socket or your shoulder is released, you cannot walk. Until for her to even say the specialist saying trying to scan, she is trying to throw her colleague at the hospital no under the bus, trying to tell us say specialist onim ne juma with Jimmy. Say, and she made some very interesting comment. Time and not OGH1. Or say, Ralph Ebo or Pimfoness Nibia soon. And that they have a video. And that video, no, she was not called by the investigative committee to produce it. The question I'm asking is, does the video belong to the hospital or the video belongs to her? The said video she's talking about. Because from the way she's speaking, it looks like she's the only person who has that video. And if she's not the only person who has that video, then it's upon the hospital management to release this unique video that we have all not seen so that we can show to Ghana. Because the way she was talking, she said the video, no. So the question we are asking this lady is, video, no, and a personal video, and I say it's a video that belongs to the hospital that we all can get access to. Because if we all can get access to, then the minister will have to write to the management to produce that video. Because she was speaking as the PRO of Ridge Hospital. If you want to ask the lady, which of the videos is she talking about? And I know a lot of people are like, Kevin, why are you not being so hard on lady? I'm not being so hard on lady because the lady has surprised me. I'm worried because when you get nurses, senior nurses, sit on national television to lie. This woman has gone through the mill. When a woman like this, Ojina TV so, a chatro say, how can you hand over your pregnant wife to such a woman? And this will be called hospital say, na odo wo yire a man say onion operation. Na oye bibi na eko wrong. Na o yire no be catch say, bibi say to my hospital, do you think Sama Amiwi or Bekano Kurekura to save your wife or your child? That is why I am hurt. I'm not supposed to be hard on her. I am pained because this is how low we have brought our profession, a nursing profession. This is where we have gotten to. Because there are hundreds of such people. And with all due respect, you're good nurses in Ghana. But when you get nurses, senior nurses, swear on their life on national television, somebody's wife, she sits in church, she's praying, she's a role model to somebody, but then she comes on national television and lies like this. This is a nurse that without asking a question. Every single person should be worried. I am hurt, I am worried. Because what is making her decide, say, all her experience and the kind of people she knows and the credibility she says she has built, why would she get to this point to sit on national television to lie? Now she goes on Star FM. This woman is a professional nurse. I feel small can say, say investigators no, who's a girl no, ne better ni ye dia, and you better about say, night na girl in the free hospital. Remember, there was a medical report that a specialist took care of this lady. How can a woman who works in a hospital or be free hospital or akofia kwaji treatment? This is a nurse who has everything at her disposal in a hospital to get all the necessary help. Nurse in free hospital won't any medical help. But in the report, she received that help. But on an argument to say, what if this is a medical practitioner? What if oko fie no ena ne maame ko to train nsa ne ma no efisa ne nsa ne yiye no ebia ono kwa enkran ni munim nkranfo de ebia ne maame mo e de hye ma no nti ebia oba the next day no specialist na o hwe ne ehu se bibia ye no ho nti won sa yi nne na o kina de ba hospital a o dwen say medical professional na sa won sa ne ko betime pagya. And this is a nurse. For crying out loud. This is a nurse. Obiyere ebewua. You say quite cesarean. You quite the This is a person who handles life. And that is where my problem is the fear. This woman at the end of the day, me mama betuma question in sim. Me nua ba betuma question in sim. Wo yire betuma question in sim. And if a nurse cannot speak truth, a nurse is speculative. She is being speculative in every single thing that she's saying. What if? What if? And oko fie no. Na me say you ha. Na me ko fie kura. Na me mama de sha. You want to tell me when I come work the next day that hand is going to be effective like the other one? And she goes around her or catch up. Me a senior nurse. In Kofo Bume. Your friend me madam. Me the PRO of a regional hospital. You better oba dia shenin sim say yes so antennas. You are our hope. This is where it gets dangerous. Where you Christoni or ma. And she wouldn't want a nurse to lie about neba. So mama we the neba question nurse in binsa or expect to say the nurse will be 100% truthful, and it is part of the job. When I was watching it this morning, I was hurt because there's some nurses who are looking up to this woman. Some people even went into this nursing profession because of this woman. Mami wait dear. Now look at what you are doing. Why? Is this into somebody from outside? A foreign nurse is watching you. They'll be asking, are you a professional nurse? That you can tell us that somebody had a dislocation and went home, and a nurse left the hospital without getting that thing resolved. The nurse had to hold her hand this way with a dislocated shoulder, hold it like this in her palm with something tied to her neck, took it home to her mom, who is ignorant about taking care of patients, for her mom to put it back, for her to come back to hospital tomorrow to feel okay. And please. Jesus Christ. This is dangerous, guys. This is terrible. Yeah. And when I was saying, "Mausro," said nurse ni bi. Me can say all nurses. Nurse ni betume twatro ato yere so. Oyiri wu and so se bibia nye no. This woman can look in the eye of a patient and know, say, asawa and I say, a pasoshe patient ye mamu beka say, no, there is nothing. Papa bibia no yiri yem fanoko. And this woman will convince you to believe, say, Obana OTM se bibi no, there's nothing wrong. See the way she's defending something you cannot defend. See the brain behind us. What will motivate or make this woman sit on national radio to embarrass nurses this way? Girl ninsana or see or catch her or see. I feel like I have a dislocated arm, but Madam Sarah, what dear, me sick and me phone na ira no krani hear me. From Madam Sarah account or the Mayano, when the incident even happened, she wasn't there. She came back the next day to do an incident report. Meaning, the day the incident happened, why na na the Juma say also a report the night before they close a year office. From what she is telling us, the day the incident happened, somebody did not do their job. So she had to come from home to come and write the report of what happened when she wasn't there. And she was telling us the aftermath of what happened. And that, oh, girl no say, I feel like I have a dislocated shoulder. But I don't cry, me yasa me phone na ira no me 800 Ghana na ira no. Enti girl no that night no okofie without her money and her phone. And she went home with a dislocated shoulder. Nobody took care of her, but there was a report the investigators read to come to that conclusion that when she was leaving the hospital, a specialist had taken care of her. Let me say, the specialist did not see the dislocated shoulder. Into the sana yi anajono, okute muano di kodru fie. Ena ne maame mo ede share. The next day, girl ne baye no, the dislocated shoulder had healed. Jesus Christ. You see, there are good nurses in Ghana, and there are terrible liars calling themselves in Ghana, nurses in Ghana. And this woman, this lady, she's an embodiment of lies. This woman is a liar. I am ashamed. I am very much ashamed that you call this woman a nurse in Ghana. She's a nurse. I am ashamed. I feel pity for Ghana phobia. And there are the likes in the system. They deliberately lie. A nurse. You want to tell me that all these things happen the next 24 hours, the dislocated shoulder disappeared. No pain, nothing. You came from home to come and write an incident report. And after you wrote the incident report and the investigative team came, you could not avail yourself to give them the evidence you have. You have the authority to write incident report where you were not there, and you did not have the power to give that report and the evidence you have to the investigative committee. So what is your end game? The end game, ni say, they want to embarrass the minister. Sa condition of service na no mubusana abane ni omotena se ka chom se mo pese mubu nurse fo no. There are some of them are nyansenim no eno na ye omo ya. And most importantly, they know said the minister is not a health professional. Omo nim say minister no onye doctor. And they don't want to agree. They don't want to admit that somebody who is not a doctor is the head of their sector. They have cooked this allegation and jandam just to embarrass the minister. That is all. All that you are hearing from this woman, that is the end game. They are planned. Let me tell you, they want Tinkran to be the next president of the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwifery Association. When you hear this woman talk on radio and TV, defending nurses, trying to tell yourself people are attacking nurses spiritually, and the Ghana Registered Nurses, this woman is a political nurse. I am not in that I will not bring myself that low to say anything negative about her. I want Ghana for to know, say, Mahami way, say, I want to likes our Ghana Health Service, we are done. This woman is a bloody liar. Or you're true for, obetu de nano yere. I'm telling you. Obetu de nano, obetu de nano eku yere wa hospital. Obetu di atro, ato yere so, ema yere a onyem, obewu ompem. We so a Christoni. We say otete young nurses. This is a woman wama the nursing job no. We need to sit up and re-look at it because there are a lot of incidents happen with hospitals. I swear to God, some of the nurses deliberately, some of them, but if you have such a liar, you a truthful say in our sector, health sector, then we are done. Because a patient who is in pain will not take their mother's word. A patient who is in pain will not take their husband's word. A patient in pain will take a doctor or a nurse's word. And you have a nurse like this who can deliberately lie or chatro, all because in her head, the minister and your doctor, or new profession, are they the minister of health? In her head, the Ghana Nursing and Ghana Registered Nurses Association, Tinkrani and Adamfo, into Obegu a minister in Masi. All that this woman is doing is basically trying to redirect and the Saka. We need to sack Tinkrani from the Ghana Nurses or whatever association. She knows it. I am shocked. Atro. This woman is despicable. At time. These things you people need to stop. Mukunipa, you are killing people. Emotionally and physically. You people are killing young people. Old people. You are dangerous to the society. Besides, it's even enough. It's fine. Dislocated arm, dislocated shoulder. It takes 3 to 6 weeks to heal. Let me show you. Yakasa obinsa ehaya. CSR sha. It takes about 3 to 6 weeks to heal completely before you can even turn it 360. Dislocated shoulder, arm. So on say here, medically, it takes 3 to 6 weeks. And Sana, you can say you are fully healed. You are sitting on TV as a health professional, a mother, to tell Ghana for say a dislocated shoulder within 24 hours, that thing has disappeared. And here now call nursing school. How did you even get this far? Dislocated shoulder. Short answer, general timeline. For a standard uncomplicated dislocation without broken bones or major ligament tears, the general timeline is initial recovery. That is, if you are immobilized, 3 to 6 weeks in a sling or then what you call splint. So the share adium or betri a year. Now the share dukum ana I don't make it easy. A sling. Adiabina I said dukum on satumuno. 3 to 6 weeks and son hiding sa pain, ako. You want to tell me a nurse got dislocated shoulder in 24 hours? Are you a nurse? Now, when you go further, it says this: full recovery, return to normal activities, 2 to 4 months of physical therapy to regain full strength and range of motion. For you to move it fully, swing up and down, it takes almost what we call 4 months. So a bit. This is when you don't have any broken bone, when the joint comes off. How? This is a nurse or sorry demo bompaye or TV su diatro. All because we want to embarrass the minister, because condition of service to be abandoned to my nina, what say bimu nya papa, inti apesi good animasi, adaya on your doctor, ye ped na pokwasi and penino, on my health minister, nan kwasi a former hospital tungu. These are the kinds of people we have. This woman is a professional liar. She's not a nurse. Now, when we move forward, complete healing, tissues fully strengthened. It takes 6 months to a year to fully say my betrino afedie problem no a almost a year. In 24 hours, a senior nurse like you comes on national television to tell us to say you saw a nurse with a dislocated shoulder. In less than 12 hours, the shoulder is back fit. Are you crazy? However, the most common dislocation, that's the shoulder, has a very high risk of re-dislocation, especially in younger active people, which can complicate this timeline. Into a young crampona, Ayana, you are even basically prone. You are likely to get another dislocation. So you're younger. Unya dislocation of the shoulder, that's a healia. You are likely to get it because of how active some of the young people are. So you cannot tell me as a professional nurse, hey, Gina TV so shekambu. Ako shekambu ano patutu to abe Gina TV so. Ashe wana jari ni. Abe Gina TV so. Wana jari, whose kitchen is this? Washe, whose kitchen is this? Abe Gina TV so. A diatro. A beautiful woman like you. A mother, a wife, somebody who should be trusted, and you call yourself a Christian. Now, TV, so you are lying, all because you hate somebody. TV, so you are just lying. Why? What is it? Dear. This is just despicable. It's too embarrassing. You are not Ridge Hospital. You are not to talk for Ridge Hospital. Then that PRO you are doing job, what is it about? See the way you are panting. And you go for a walk. You didn't go for a walk. You are standing on national television panting, all because you are lying for somebody. So I was on TV so okasa wakometi oboti. You were supposed to go for a walk. Check your steps. Watch a kambu abegina TV so anopatu. See the way you are panting. Uchatreu. Na nurse ni we or hospital. Na sebio ye wia oba. Do you think this nurse will tell you the truth? So when you go to hospital na ye wia oba. Wako wo na ye wia the ba. O you say mahami we, she will come and tell you the hospital made a mistake. She is never going to do it. She still believes in her lies. Mami penya to be sorry no pasha kambu ko gina TV so. Ebo what ko gina TV so. E twatro. This is not good. E time send e to TV so. Wa sorry for show. Colleagues, younger colleagues e show omo twetwe wo fie. Ochombe hu no omo srew. You are going to have this strong face, but it's disgusting. You make the whole nursing thing look so bad. You see, atro, There are so many nurses who are doing politics in Ghana, especially those at the higher level. They don't like the minister because minister no so doctor. And then doctor the bit my nurse for you and I'll bet on my health sector and that is what is in their head. Now I can't know free on the doctor, dear medical background no and then the teacher mind. Wow, what medical background no? Utumi catcher say dislocation of the shoulder no it to me disappear in 20 or in 12 hours, then you have a problem. We need to check your certification. We need to look into how you got to where you are. And I'm telling the young nurses, if these are the kind of people you people are following and listening to, your career is dead. These are dangerous people in our health sector. And this one is just one. There are thousands of them out there. We have good nurses who are genuinely working for Ghana. But we have to be careful about these odeshis. Because sa odeshi fo we no otwatro di genkwa. Obetumi di attract sa enkwa. Or a dangerous nurse. I have nothing against her personally. I have nothing against Ejuma Oye, but I want her to understand that she is a disgrace. She should bow her head in a closet, a water closet, a toilet closet, and flush it. Fauti esha water closet in the flush. You have disgraced yourself. You have disgraced your religion. You have disgraced your home. You have disgraced people who look up to you. You are an embodiment of disgrace. It is a pity people like you are seen as senior nurses in Ghana. It is a pity. I'm disappointed, and I know you're also disappointed. Let's watch some of these people. They are great, beautiful nurses, honest, patriotic nurses in Ghana, but they are more dangerous nurses like Sandra in the system. Let's be very watchful. Your core hospitals are. Let's weigh the kind of nurses we deal with. Mami way, or you to my call, these are dangerous times. These are dangerous times.